Have you ever wondered how Australia, the land of kangaroos and capitalism, came to be? Well, let's delve into the annals of history and embark on a journey through time. Picture a vast, isolated land, teeming with unique wildlife and inhabited by people who have a deep spiritual connection with the land. Among the first inhabitants of Australia were the indigenous people, whose rich and diverse cultures were rooted in the very essence of the land. Their traditions and art, which continue to this day, reflect a profound understanding of the environment and the interdependence of all living things. Now, imagine the kangaroo, a symbol of Australia. This remarkable creature evolved over millions of years, adapting to the harsh realities of the Australian landscape. Its unique physiology and behavior reflect the distinctiveness of Australia's flora and fauna, which developed in isolation from the rest of the world. From the ancient times to the arrival of Europeans, Australia's story has unfolded in a unique and fascinating way. With the arrival of Europeans, Australia experienced a seismic shift, not just culturally, but economically. The land of dreamtime and ancient traditions found itself at the cusp of a new era. This period marked the introduction of capitalism, a system that would reshape the continent's future in profound and unexpected ways. The European colonizers brought with them a system of economic operation that was starkly different from the indigenous community's traditional ways of life. This was capitalism, an economic model built on private ownership and the pursuit of profit. The settlers saw the vast, untamed expanse of Australia not as a sacred space, but as a resource to be exploited for economic gain. Industries like mining and agriculture boomed under this new system. Mines were dug, forests were cleared, and vast tracts of land were converted into farms and pastures. Australia's rich deposits of coal, iron, and gold were extracted and sold on the international market, helping to fuel the Industrial Revolution halfway across the world. But this growth came at a cost. The indigenous peoples, who had lived in harmony with the land for thousands of years, found their way of life disrupted. Their sacred lands were taken over, their resources depleted. The wildlife too bore the brunt of this economic onslaught. Species like the Tasmanian tiger disappeared, while the population of the iconic kangaroo dwindled, their habitats destroyed to make way for mines and farmlands. Yet, despite these challenges, the indigenous communities and wildlife have shown remarkable resilience. They've adapted and survived, much like the hardy eucalyptus trees that dot the Australian landscape. Today, their struggle is a testament to the enduring spirit of this great southern land. And so, Australia moved forward, driven by the relentless wheels of capitalism. It emerged from its colonial past to become one of the world's leading economies, a land of opportunity where dreams could be realized. Yet, the echoes of its past continue to resonate, a poignant reminder of the price paid for progress. The winds of change brought by capitalism left a lasting imprint on Australia's landscape and its inhabitants. But as we delve deeper into Australia's story, we'll see how this resilient land and its people continue to adapt and evolve in the face of change. In the midst of these changes, an unlikely pair emerged: kangaroos and capitalism. As Australia's economy began to evolve, the nation's most iconic marsupial found itself at the center of a complex web of commerce and conservation. The kangaroo, a symbol of Australia's unique biodiversity, became an unexpected player in the nation's capitalist narrative. Tourism, for instance, began to capitalize on the allure of these hopping giants. Visitors from around the globe flocked to Australia, their pockets brimming with the promise of seeing a kangaroo in the wild. This surge in tourism contributed significantly to the economy, turning kangaroos into ambassadors of Australian charm and intrigue. But the kangaroo's role in Australia's capitalist story doesn't end with tourism. The kangaroo meat and leather industries also emerged, offering a range of products from high-protein, low-fat kangaroo steaks to durable kangaroo leather goods. These industries presented an opportunity for economic growth, but they also raised significant ethical and conservation questions. The exploitation of kangaroos for economic gain stirred debates about animal rights and sustainability. Critics argued that the kangaroo industries were unsustainable and cruel, while proponents contended that they provided jobs and contributed to the economy. These discussions reflect the broader, ongoing dialogue about the balance between economic growth and environmental stewardship in capitalist societies. Conservation efforts aimed at protecting kangaroos and their habitats also came into play. Some argued that these efforts could coexist with the kangaroo industries, while others believed they were fundamentally incompatible. This tension further complicated the relationship between kangaroos and capitalism, adding another layer to an already complex issue. Thus, kangaroos and capitalism became inexplicably intertwined, each shaping the other in unexpected ways. The story of the kangaroo is a stark reminder of the challenges and complexities that come with balancing economic growth with ethical considerations and environmental conservation. It's a story of an unlikely pair and perhaps a lesson for us all. Fast forward to today, Australia stands as a land of contrast. The kangaroo, an iconic symbol of Australia's unique wildlife, continues to play a curious role in the nation's story. From tourism to conservation, from cultural identity to ecological balance, the kangaroo has hopped its way into every facet of Australian life. Australia's economy, once rooted in the bountiful land and its natural resources, has evolved to become one of the most prosperous in the world. Today, it stands as a significant player in the global economy, driven by diverse sectors like mining, agriculture, and an increasingly prominent service sector. Yet, it's the resilience of the kangaroo, thriving in the harsh Australian outback, that remains emblematic of the country's economic tenacity. However, as with any prosperous nation, Australia faces its own set of challenges. The balance between economic growth and environmental sustainability is a delicate dance. The kangaroo, while a symbol of Australia's rich biodiversity, also serves as a reminder of the fragile ecosystem that hangs in the balance. The country's vast mining projects and agricultural activities, while crucial for economic prosperity, have raised serious environmental concerns. But it's not all doom and gloom. Australia has shown great potential to lead in areas like renewable energy, technology, and sustainable agriculture. In fact, the kangaroo itself has become a symbol of sustainable living, with kangaroo meat being touted as a more environmentally friendly alternative to traditional livestock. Australia's role in the global economy is significant. Its rich natural resources, strategic location, and stable political climate make it an attractive destination for international investment. Yet, its environmental impact is not insignificant. Australia's carbon footprint, driven by its reliance on coal and other fossil fuels, is a pressing issue that the nation grapples with. Modern Australia, a land shaped by its past, stands poised to take on the challenges of the future. As the kangaroo bounds forward, so too does Australia, ever ready to adapt, innovate, and protect its unique heritage and biodiversity. The nation's story continues to unfold, a tale of resilience, innovation, and a deep-rooted respect for the land and its creatures. As we gaze into the future, what might the next chapter hold for Australia, kangaroos, and capitalism? To understand this, we must first consider the current state of affairs. Australia's economy, much like its diverse landscape, is a blend of traditional industries and blossoming new sectors. The mining industry, agriculture, and tourism are still vital, but there's a surge of innovation in technology, renewable energy, and even space exploration. Kangaroos, symbolic of Australia's unique wildlife, face their challenges in this evolving landscape. Urban expansion and climate change pose threats, but they also provide opportunities for creative solutions. For instance, could kangaroos play a role in managing bushfire risks by grazing on flammable undergrowth? Perhaps. Speaking of climate change, it's a global issue that Australia, being an island continent, cannot ignore. Rising sea levels and increasingly severe weather events could have profound impacts on the economy and life in general. It's a challenge that calls for adaptation and innovation. Technological advancement is another game changer. Automation, artificial intelligence, and other emerging technologies will undoubtedly influence Australia's future path. They could revolutionize everything from mining to wildlife conservation. They might even change our relationship with kangaroos.
Who knows? Maybe we'll see a startup offering kangaroo-guided tours of the outback one day. Amid these global trends, capitalism remains a central force in Australia's narrative. It drives innovation, competition, and economic growth. brings questions about wealth distribution, environmental sustainability, and social equity. These are complex issues that Australia, like many other nations, must grapple with. One thing's for sure, Australia's future will be shaped by how it navigates these challenges and exploits the opportunities they present. It's a future that promises to be as diverse, dynamic, and intriguing as the country itself. Only time will tell how Australia, its kangaroos, and its embrace of capitalism will evolve. One thing remains certain, it will continue to be a fascinating journey,